What is up, guys? This is John, aka Pokemon, and today I'll be bringing you guys the weekly recap, week number 5, with my co-host, Mr. Kooper.
Hey, I go, guys. How's it going?
And me and Kooper are getting really excited. Season 3 is just around the corner. The D-League stuff is heating up, and we're going to start off with the battle between Sam and John. Great battle. Really good rematch.
Yeah, this is probably the best battle of the week.
Yeah, I like it's one of those battles where one team's come on really strong, one team's 0-5, but still it was only a 1-0. It was I think it was a pretty lengthy battle. It was a lot of good plays throughout, and I don't know, John just has so many good battles. Every time he plays, it's another good battle, but he just never can get close enough. And maybe it's because he has so many walls, or maybe it's because Sam just has that ultimate wall core with Mega Pinsir rounding it.
Yeah, this was this one of the first weeks he actually brought the Dragon Steel Fairy Core?
I think so, and it definitely worked out for him. Sylveon with those 2 kills. So yeah, this was a big week for Sam. It really seemed like he stepped everything up. His planning, finding his win conditions, preserving things, watching his narration. He definitely knows what he's doing, and I'm excited to see what he's doing moving forward. John, I don't know. I still really enjoy his battles. He's a great battler, and he got 3 kills with Raikou, so Raikou is in the MVP discussion. We'll go look at that later, but if anything, maybe he can make something happen with that. But it's kind of interesting. Sam has 3 more wins than John, but, you know, he's still at -5.
Yeah.
3-2, -5. Huh.
Victim of George getting smoked.
Yeah, victim of George. Yeah, that did not help. But on to the next battle, where the Detroit Luxrays drop their shorts, bent over, and let Miguel's Bisharp just take him to town. Now, from this battle, it was kind of weird. Greninja and Landers Incarnate both did not get a kill. And if you look at, what am I trying to say? If you look at Gary's team, Landers Incarnate really can put in some work against Empoleon, Toxicroak, Registeel, and Clefable. Possibly Dragonite if he has HP Ice. I don't know Miguel's set. And if you, well, actually, Greninja didn't have the best match. I mean, Greninja can do everything, but I guess Greninja probably didn't have the best matchup, so that one might make more sense, or Gary focused so much on that, and that was probably where Bisharp was able to sneak in and get 4 kills. My god.
Yeah, that's the great thing about having a star player. People are going to devote all their attention towards stopping that guy, and then you got other guys who are still pretty good coming in to pick up the work.
Yeah, and now this is week number 2 in a row where Miguel has really done some work with Bisharp. And I just remember Miguel talking about Bisharp before, you know, he was even a part of this league and how much he loved it, and he's really putting this to work. Sometimes it's just good to have a Pokemon you're comfortable with. He's been bringing Machamp a lot and went 1-0, and he just seems so comfortable with his team. Anything he brings, he knows what he wants to do with it, how he's going to use it, and it does work. And I think Bisharp was one of his later picks, too, so really good value with this one. Kind of hard to say too much about it, though. It was kind of just a destruction.
Yeah, Miguel sick during this game, just still coming out strong.
Yeah, he was in
Not
bed
deterred.
all day. But now he's 5-0 at +17. Gary is, well, he's 1-1, but his team is -12, sadly.
He's 1-1 in our hearts.
Yeah, he's 1-1 in our hearts, and that's all that matters. But back to the Baby Bowl. Baby Bowl V2. Kind of decided by hacks. It was like before the hacks, it kind of could have gone either way. Then Roger missed a few moves, and that kind of sealed the game. George did miss a head smash with Aegislash that did end up mattering a little bit, but after the hacks that happened to Roger, it didn't matter at all. But it was like it didn't even it out, but it was like, you know, it was really pushing in Roger's side. Then it went like only 90% hacks on George's side.
Yeah, this is one of 2 games we don't have uploaded, so
yeah.
Hopefully we'll get those up at some point, maybe.
I did get to see the replay. If I remember correctly, I think something like Scizor might have lived with 1 HP against Crawdaunt and taken it out, or like something like that. And I think Crawdaunt put in a lot more work than 2-in-1 shows. I know Manaphy did good. I remember it tanking something, and I think it got a nice what's it called, tail glow up, and took out the Selby and took that by surprise. Weavile got a really cool pursuit kill. Yeah, sadly, we weren't able to get many battles up. Neither these guys weren't able to get them up. I think Gary got his battle up late, so I haven't gotten able to see him. So we do apologize. This was a slow week. Hopefully, we'll be able to pick it up. But Kooper's back. That's all that really matters. And
that's right.
This match, anyways, was kind of just a result. It was decided by hacks, which kind of stinks, but it happens. And the next battle wasn't even able to be saved, which is kind of sad. But I think the notes that we were left are really gonna do the talking in that one. And let me move right over to that, because I guess it disconnected at the last second, which kind of sucks. But what happened first turn? Dima lost his Nidoking, which kind of sucked, but Dima was able to trace, what was it, Magnet Pull, and then kill the Magnezone with HP Ground, and he also killed Heatran with Florges HP Ground, so the HP Ground game was pretty good, and he had 3
HP Ground from Walls.
Yeah, Walls were getting
the only kills
with HP Ground. And I guess Demo had 3 Calm Minders, but Adam's Calm Minding Latias kind of just destroyed his bum. And it was bad. And Thundurus starts off the game with a big kill, and I think gets another kill at some point. So, yeah. And I think the game kind of disconnected before the last thing could get killed. I don't really know exactly what happened. Mamode got no kills. I'm disappointed with Adam. And we're going to go on to the part where we can actually say things that hopefully you guys will care about, starting with the conference breakdown. So, right now, the Hoenn Conference is decided. Miguel is in the playoffs no matter what. He is in. Congrats to Miguel. And I think George is almost he's won a win from being in no matter what.
It's pretty commanding.
Yeah, I don't know if Gary can get in, because there's, what, 3 games left? And if George went minus 18... I guess if George gets 6-0'd every match and Gary wins like 6-0, there's a chance, and same with Roger. But they're both 1-4, minus 7 and minus 12. Basically, we will be seeing George and Miguel have a rematch week 8, and then a rematch in the playoffs. So that is going to be very exciting. 2 of the top team, well, the 2 top teams actually going at it at least 2 more times this season, unless.
Well, I mean, yeah, you say it's going to be very exciting, but you know what's actually going to happen, right?
George is going to surprise the world and.
I mean, I believe we had this happen in Johto Conference in Season 2, right?
Yeah, this did happen. If history, well, history does repeat itself, so you better learn it, or you're gonna be screwed. And if history does repeat itself, Miguel is gonna pull a me and then lose in the finals to. Oh my God, that is what happened in Season 2. I beat Joe 3 times. Miguel beats George 3 times. Beats Adam, as I beat Nick in the regular season to claim the #1 spot, and then is gonna lose in the finals to Adam. Wow. If that actually...
Don't break my heart on this, John.
Dude, if this actually happened, that would be eerie. That would... Wow. Okay, so someone's going to have to mess that up and right my wrongs. And Miguel, you're going to have to win it all, man. I'm living vicariously through you.
No bias or anything here.
No,
but yeah.
no bias. You need to do what I couldn't. Beat Nick. Fuck Nick. He's the worst. No, but in actuality, it does look like we will see those 2 again. I definitely expect it to be a better battle than the last time. And last time it was a really good battle. The one thing that I hope to never see again would be George to bring in his Intimidator against the Bisharp and give it Defiant twice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Like, everything else, Miguel played a perfect game and really, really had his way with George. In the beginning, it was really close, and Miguel just took it away, but... I expect in a battle between those 2, the rookie plays like that to not happen once, let alone twice. Like when you plan for someone and they have a Defiant Pokemon, and you your main wall that you've been bringing every week is Intimidate. I don't know. That's just that should be one of the first things crosses my mind. Okay. How am I gonna deal with Bisharp without giving it a free boost? Oh, George, but. On the other side, it is a little bit closer. We have Adam 4-1, Sam 3-2, and Demo 2-3. Now John is out of the run. Well, he could make it if he wins the next 3, and then Sam loses the next 3. It probably won't happen. So it does look like well, Adam is actually no one's clinched it in that one. Adam is probably 1 or 2 wins away from clinching it. but the real race is between Sam and Dima, and possibly Sam and Adam. So how's it going to go? Is Sam, I think, battles Dima 2 more times, or 2 times, if I'm correct? Because they haven't battled, right? Okay, you're going to do that quick.
Don't believe they have.
Yes, they have not battled, so they have to battle at least 1 more time or 2 more times. Depending on who wins that could be who gets the second part. But if Sam beats Adam, who I'm pretty sure he's playing this week, he could tie... Well, differential-wise, I don't know if he'll be able to catch up, but he could get more wins than Adam and grab that #1 spot. So... in reality, Sam and Dimo could make the playoffs, and Adam could not if he doesn't win any more games. Or, you know, it could be Adam and Sam or Adam and Dimo. There's a lot of different possibilities only for having 4 teams in the conference. Definitely something to look out for, and I'm pretty sure, Sam and Adam, that is the battle to watch out for next week.
That was week 2. We had Dimo versus Sam, and Dimo won 4-0.
Ah, okay. So they will have a rematch. But I think...
Week 7.
So Sam plays Adam twice then? If I'm correct?
I imagine that I believe that's the way the schedule works.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So if they haven't played already, then they play twice, and that's really going to have some big implications for the playoffs. And we could see Adam and Sam go at each other 3 times. Well, actually, I think anyone that would make the playoffs...
it's going to be weeks 6 and 8 will be the Sam versus Adam matchups.
It's kind of interesting. So we set it up that no matter what, when you play the playoffs, you're going to play against someone you've already played twice. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. It's going to be really interesting when it gets to the playoffs and people have to prepare for... I don't know if you played any... Well, you didn't play anyone that many times. I know you had to play people twice, so you know what I'm talking about. When you play someone once, and if you beat them, you know how you can beat them, but you don't know how they can beat you. So next time, you have to plan a new plan of how you're going to beat them and try to figure out how they're going to beat you. And then when you get to the 3rd time, that's where things really get messed up.
Yeah, I had the fortune of playing Nexus and Kyle twice, so...
So you kind of just brought the same strat?
Mix it up a little bit, but it works.
That works. Okay, so on.
Yeah, and actually, week 8 is going to be George versus Miguel and Adam versus Sam.
Oh.
So both the projected conference finals.
Now, week 8 could either be the best week before the playoffs, or it'll be the one where 2 teams completely lose on purpose because it doesn't matter, so that the other one doesn't know their strategy.
Yeah, week 8 could be a pretty sad week.
Yes, this is very true.
But
now,
we'll see.
On to the MVP race, where Greninja has not gotten a kill in 2 weeks and is still 4 kills above anyone else. Greninja is a monster, still has only died 1 week. And this guy is just incredible, but he has made sure that Miguel has been able to get 2 things in the top 5, which is pretty impressive. But before we get there, Adam has Thundurus at number 2, 8-2, pretty impressive in its own right. And John, with the Raikou, trying to get in the MVP race, get something to number 1. I like it. We always
gotta salvage the season somehow.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Something's got to do good. And every season we see a lot of fast electric types, and we see some powerful water types. And this one is definitely like usual. Now, we have less water types than I'm used to seeing, but we still have 2 in the top 10, so that's pretty average. And we have 3 electric types in the top 6.
Yes, continuing that precedent from Jolteon Season 1.
Mm-hmm. Mega Pinsir and a Mega Venusaur. The only 2 Megas in the top 10. Mega Venusaur, big surprise there. I definitely did not expect to see that.
Yeah, I think Chris said it last week. It's just going to sit in there and not die, and eventually it'll kill something, right?
I mean, that is very true. If we had defensive stats, this guy would probably be at the top of the list. He kind of just sits there, takes the hits, and then sometimes, because nothing can kill it, will just end up killing something as they give up. But Mega Pinsir is now annihilating opponents. Sam has figured out how to just...
He's gubbsing it.
Yeah, he's gubbsing it. He is curb stomping all of his opponents with that scary Pinsir that now has wings for some reason.
And creepy yellow eyes.
Yeah. Very, very... It's the eyes. It freaks people out. Just they don't know what to do and just squat. Squash. Squam. I think that's about right. Okay. Do we really have much else to say here?
I think that's pretty much it.
I think the squam killed it. I think it's time to move on to the next week preview. We already talked a little bit about it, but there are some important matchups in the next week. Well, okay, there's 2 important matchups and 2 games that really mean nothing. George versus John. If he wins, he's automatically in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he could get knocked out of his spot. And John hasn't won a game, so George probably has a good chance there. And then it's Roger versus Gary. Now that game, actually, I'm excited to see because Roger is a really good player, and Gary he's 1-1. He had a big win and he had a big loss. So it's time to see if Gary really is the real deal. Even though he's not going to make the playoffs, how good is Gare Bear, and should we be worried about him next? Well, or should the D-League people be worried about him, and should you guys be rooting for him? Beyond those two games, that could be exciting or could be meh. We have a really big one, Adam and Sam, that it has big playoff implications. And then we have Dima versus Miguel. If Dima can get a big win, that's really going to help him get back in the playoff contentions. And that would be Miguel's first loss. I don't expect to see Miguel lose, but it would be really, really big for Demo if he was able to get a win this week. But, Kooper, time for us to make our predictions. So you can go down, and then I will make my predictions after you.
All right, so I'd love to see Demo right the ship, but I've got to go with Real Maril over the Rose. Let's see. We'll go Arcaniners over Crystal Palace. Just go with the hot hand, literally. The third one's tough. I'm going to go with Detroit on this one. Okay. I think I have some confidence in Gary, and it's a toss-up on the last one too. You know what? He's on a good streak. I'm going to go with Sam in that one.
Okay, so I cannot go against Miguel. He is on fire. And I really do not see Demo after these few losses being able to take it down. And Demo, he has some pretty cool things. I mean, he's got that trace into the magnet pull to kill the magnet zone. I think he's got the smarts. I just don't know if his head's in it to take down. God, Miguel is just, he's unstoppable right now. I don't know if Demo's going to be the one to stop him. If anyone does stop him, definitely taking George over John. I think that's one of those games where George needs this win to clinch the playoffs. And I think, like, when you go against someone who hasn't won yet, you know, sometimes you could just be like, they're not that good. I'm not going to put them the best in. But it's embarrassing if you're the guy that loses to the guy who hasn't won yet. So I think George is going to do everything.
Yeah, no game is a gimme game.
Yeah, he's going to do everything in his power to not be that guy. So I'm definitely going George. I'm actually going to go Roger against Gary. I want to say Gary, but I think Roger is going to say enough is enough. This is where I get my kill, separate myself from Gary, and make sure I am not the worst in this conference. And I'm actually going to go with Adam. I think Adam is really, really hungry to get his chance against Miguel again, and he is putting everything he has into this season to make sure that he's in the championship, to show that he is the golden boy still, and that fall from grace was just a boo-boo in his race to the trophy. But I think that is about it. Next week, expect it to be a little better. I expect to see more battles up, and this week it was kind of weird. If you saw, well, the power rankings go up after this, but me and Chris talked about in the power rankings, the top 4 teams all won and the bottom 4 teams all lost. This week everything is mixed up. So, you know, we have some pretty big matches. We have 2 of the losing teams going against each other. Someone's going to have to win. We have 2 of the winning teams going against each other. Someone has to win. It's going to be a little more mixed up. There should be some intense games. Playoffs are on the line. So, I'm excited for next week. You guys should be too. If you did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like and tell Kooper that he is beautiful. But until next week, goodbye.
Later days.